General Khan is the dirtiest cop in South African history. General Khan treated the police force like his own personal favor dispenser for wealthy or influential friends. When his friends ran into trouble, they would quickly call him and he'd make the entire problem disappear like magic. In today's testimony, Mr. CHASKALSON took the stage again. What was exposed today is the biggest confession to come out of the Madlanga Commission. Names were mentioned, both politicians and businessmen were exposed. At the center of it all is Julius Malema. This time, there's no escape route for him. After watching this video, you'll know why Floyd Shivambu and Dr. Mbuyiseni and Lozi ran away from him. Floyd Shivambu said it himself that they all unanimously agreed that Julius Malema should never be allowed to become the South African president. Initially, we didn't understand what he meant by that, but in this video, you'll see everything for yourself. Dear viewers, welcome to today's podcast. Grab your cup of coffee, sit back and relax, because the confessions coming out of the Madlanga Commission will leave you in complete shock. If you hate corruption as much as I do, hit that like button, share this video so the whole world can see the truth about Julius Malema, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. On this channel, we expose all corruption, no matter who it is. Type in the comments section, arrest Khan and Malema, and let's jointly fight this corruption. Jabulani, roll the clip.
On Mr. Malema is to be found at page 283. And as Mr. Malema did respond to that notice, I think, in fairness, we should read out his response into this record so that his response is there for the public to see. It may make, because the response is a response to the notice, it probably makes sense to start with the notice at 283. And the notice says, it's headed in terms of Rule 3 of the Rules of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry, you're hereby given notice that on 6 June 2026, the Commission's investigator, Mr. Tsepo Nyatlo, submitted an affidavit in the Gauteng High Court under case number, and the case number is given, in response to an urgent application brought by Major General Feroz Khan. This affidavit referenced certain WhatsApp chats between Mr. Mohammed Sayed and General Khan. Referenced certain WhatsApp chats between Mr. Mohammed Sayed and General Khan in the years 2020 to 2023 that were extracted from General Khan's cellular mobile device. The affidavit will be canvassed when General Khan testifies at the Commission from 1 July and refers to chats that implicate you in matters under investigation by the Commission, in particular as follows. And then 6 potential implications are listed. The first is that in June 2021, you, General Khan, and Mr. Sayed seemingly conspired to orchestrate the removal of the then Inspector General of Intelligence, Dr. Dintwe. 1.2, that through Mr. Sayed, you sought and obtained confidential information from General Khan in relation to a criminal case that had been opened against you in Sandton, and the case numbers given. Specifically, you were provided with the name and physical address of the complainant in the matter. The case concerned the VBS bank scandal in which you are alleged to have received bribes from the chair of the bank. 1.3. On 30 July 2021, Mr. Sayed asked General Khan if he could forward to you a disciplinary notice that General Khan had received. The appearance was that you would be of assistance. On 3 August 2021, Mr. Sayed forwarded to General Khan details of the company Berta Bright that had bid for a tender for fleet management for SAPS. He stated that it came from Juju and said, "I think he wants us to do it." In July 2021, there were allegations in the media that Berta Bright secured a fuel tender in the city of Tshwane by paying bribes to the EFF. 1.5. On 5 September 2021, Mr. Sayed sent General Khan a voice note in which he stated the following. quotes, Juju called me now. He said that your things are coming along very, very nicely. It's moving along very rapidly, but just give him some time, but it's going to happen for sure. 1.6, on 22 September 2021, Mr. Sayed sent General Khan a message of support from Mr. Malema in relation to his disciplinary proceedings. Quotes, I forgot to tell you that you called me, said you will not ever resign, no matter what. This is a fight, and we will emerge victorious. The details of the allegations and the chats themselves are set out in Mr. Nyatlo's affidavit and annexures to the affidavit, the relevant extracts of which are attached here to as Annexure A. And then paragraph 4 was giving 10 days to file the statement. I won't read the rest of the statement. The affidavit starts at page 287. And because Mr. Malema's response is addressed to the affidavit, maybe it may make sense to briefly canvass what's in the affidavit. Paragraphs 55 and 56 address the Carney Links relationship with the EFF. Paragraph 57 addresses the apparent conspiracy to remove Dr. Dintwe. Paragraph 58 deals with Mr. Malema soliciting details of the complainant in the VBS case. Paragraph 59 deals with Mr. Sayed asking General Khan if he could send details of the disciplinary process against General Khan to Mr. Malema. Paragraph 60 and 61 deal with the fleet management tender and the allegation that Berta Bright was alleged to have bribed the EFF. And the inference from the chats that Mr. Malema wanted General Khan and Mr. Sayed to do the fleet management tender. And paragraph 63 to 65 relate to the alleged messages of support from Mr. Malema to General Khan in relation to his disciplinary problems. Mr. Malema's answer is at page 316, and I should read it out in full. It says, my name is Julius Sello Malema, MP. This serves to respond to the Rule 3 notice of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into Criminality, Political Interference and Corruption in the Criminal Justice System, brackets, Commission Rules, brackets, Notice, in terms of which you provided me with an opportunity to respond thereto if I so elect. I so elect. Save where otherwise stated, the facts set out herein are within my personal knowledge and are to the best of my belief both true and correct. Where I make submissions of a legal nature, I do so on the advice of my legal representatives. I've been invited to respond to a vermins contained in an extract of Mr. Tsepo Nyatlo's, Mr. Nyatlo affidavit, which supposedly implicate me. As a starting point, the evidence of material alleged to implicate me in Mr. Nyatlo's affidavit are largely purported extracts of communications between Major General Feroz Khan, General Khan, and Mr. Mohammed Sayed, Mr. Sayed. I evidently cannot confirm whether these extracts are a true recordal of their engagements or the authenticity of those extracts. Only they can. I do not understand the Commission to require me to so confirm. I simply record this point to note that my response will be curtailed to claims that are in my personal knowledge and relate to me. Ad seriatim response to Mr. Nyatlo's affidavit. Add paragraph 55. And the Commission will recall that paragraph 55 concerned the Carney Links relationship with EFF. it wasn't an issue specifically identified in paragraphs 1.1 to 1.6 of the notice. Mr. Malema's response is the following. I do not see how the contents of this paragraph implicate me. It is also not apparent in the notice and Mr. Nyatlow's affidavit extract. This matters because I was required to respond to material that implicates me. This is a proper qualification by the Commission, lest I'm asked to deal with personal material that falls outside the terms of reference of the Commission's work and having no bearing on its fact-finding mission. Absent clarity on how I am implicated by this paragraph, I am in no position to meaningfully respond in my defense. I'm uncertain whether the very claimed facts in this paragraph implicate me per se, or that the Commission will draw inferences therefrom. This applies with equal force in respect of the other aspects of Mr. Nyatlow's affidavit, save where the context or language itself clearly implicate in relation to the terms of reference of this Commission. The contents of these paragraphs are nonetheless factual claims. Save with inaccuracies, I will correct momentarily that I have voluntarily stated in the public domain since the inception of the EFF. As an example, I voluntarily stated at the EFF 10th year celebration event, which was perhaps the most widely publicized EFF event, that Mr. Mazzotti, who is the CEO of Carnelinks, donated funds that helped register the EFF. It is also a matter of public record that my wife used to reside at a property that is in the same complex precinct at Mr. Mazzotti under a lease agreement, which is underlined. I place underlining emphasis under lease agreement as correctly recorded in Mr. Nyatlow's affidavit, in contrast to other media reports and claims that I stayed there gratuitously. Add paragraphs 57 to 65. Paragraph 9, I deny that I conspired to orchestrate the removal of Dr. Dintwe. Paragraph 10, in any event, I regularly receive information from various sources, some covert, some public, that relates to my work as a Member of Parliament. This paragraph is not an invitation to me. Some come from private citizens and some from public officials like the police. As a case in point, I have met with General Mkhwanazi, who shared with me the investigations about the murder of a popular artist known as AKA. It is my concern, and indeed my interest, to receive information about the working of our public service officials who I have a task of holding to account. Nothing is or could be implicating, if nothing more than receiving assistance of how to hold a public official accountable is proffered. Be that as it may, I do not have knowledge of the exchanges between Mr. Sayed and General Khan. I deny any inference to the contents of these paragraphs to the extent that they infer any unlawful conduct on my part. To the best of my knowledge, I deny any bribery of the EFF. That is Mr. Malema's affidavit. It speaks for itself.
I take it there's no response to 1.2 of the notice.
To 1.2 of the notice.
On 284. I mean, 1.1, that is the response you just read.
If we were to go through the notice, Mr. Malema has answered 1.1, and he denies a conspiracy. He says he isn't aware of the chats between General Khan and Mr. Sayed, and he explains the role that he plays in holding public officials to account. When it comes to 1.2, he doesn't engage with 1.2. But if we continue further, he also doesn't engage with 1.3. But again, that's about the conversation between Mr. Sayed and General Khan about forwarding the disciplinary notice. He wouldn't have had personal knowledge of that. 1.4, he denies bribery by Berta Bright, but doesn't engage with 1.4 any further. And he doesn't respond to 1.5 and 1.6, which deal with the voice note and message allegedly reproduced from him by Mr. Sayed to General Khan. A second strand of the exchanges between Mr. Sayed and General Khan, which involves Mr. Malema, and it starts on the 30th of June at page 6227. And there, General Khan forwards to Mr. Sayed a disciplinary notice that has been addressed to him by the then Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence. And the complaint essentially says that when General Khan was appointed in terms of the delegation that he shared with his friends to show off, he actually exceeded his authority and performed acts that he was not entitled to do, purportedly under that delegation. He sends this and the notice calls for representations from General Khan in relation to the possibility of disciplinary proceedings. It finishes, your response to this letter must reach my office by close of business today, Friday the 30th of July. He sends it to Mr. Sayed. Mr. Sayed's response is at 6228. And he says, "Did you manage to sort it, bro? Can I send to Juju?" And General Khan says, "Please hold on." In other words, I don't need Mr. Malema, I don't want Mr. Malema to get involved at this stage. That's where matters sit on the 30th of June. The next stage of this process is...
Sorry, is that 30th June? It looks like July?
Sorry, 30th of July. 30th of July. The next stage of this process is on the 2nd of August at straddling pages 6241 and 6242. And there, General Khan sends to Mr. Sayed a message which reproduces an article in Afrikaans, which shows that the story of disciplinary proceedings or disciplinary action, potential disciplinary action against him has now been leaked. It's being reported in the Afrikaans press. That is on the 2 August. The next day, on 3 August, at the foot of 6243, going on to 6244, General Khan sends to Mr. Sayed a photograph, and it's a photograph of Mr. Malema and Mr. Sayed around a dinner table with 2 other people. So if we can go back to the process. 30th of July, there's the disciplinary letter. Mr. Sayed says, "Should I get Mr. Malema involved?" General Khan says no. 2 August, 2 days later, the story has leaked to the press, and the next day, General Khan sends a photograph of Mr. Malema and Mr. Sayed to Mr. Sayed. On the 26th of August, at 6356, Mr. Sayed sends General Khan a contact card for Mr. Malema. So General Khan one would imagine, one can infer, up to this point was not able to contact Mr. Malema directly, but now General Khan has received Mr. Malema's contact details from Mr. Sayed. On the 5th of December, Mr. Sayed sends General Khan a voice note. That voice note appears at page 6385, and if we can play it.
Salams, bro. Juju called me now. He says that your things are coming along very, very nicely. It's moving along very rapidly. We'll just give you some time, but it's going to happen for sure.
So, Mr. Sayed says to General Khan, Juju called, your things are coming along, it's moving along very nicely, it's going to happen for sure. General Khan thanks him, says much appreciated. And then on the 22nd of September, at 6417, Mr. Sayed sends another message from Mr. Malema to General Khan. And this clearly relates to the disciplinary issue. And it's at the foot of 6417. And he says, Brew, I forgot to tell you the Jew called me, said that you will not ever resign, no matter what. This is a fight, and we will emerge victorious. So if we reflect on that timeline, what we see is that General Khan is in disciplinary trouble at crime intelligence. He tells Mr. Sayed. Mr. Sayed says, should I get Mr. Malema involved? General Khan says initially no. A few days later, the story of his disciplinary difficulties is leaked to the press. And sometime thereafter, Mr. Malema gets involved. And by 22 September, Mr. Malema is saying, you will not ever resign, no matter what. This is a fight and we will emerge victorious. Now, if we go back to the chats again and look at this timeline, which runs from 30 July to 22 September, we see another suggestion of a quid pro quo with Mr. Malema in relation to this episode. And if we just go back to that timeline, it starts 30 July. General Khan asks Mr. Sayed to hold off informing Mr. Malema on the 30th of July. That seems to have changed after the disciplinary problems leaked to the media on the 2nd of August, and then he WhatsApps the picture of Mr. Malema and Mr. Sayed to Mr. Sayed. If we go to page 6240, and look at the sequence. 6240 is the story leaking on the 2nd of August. 6244 is General Khan forwarding the picture of Mr. Malema and Mr. Sayed to Mr. Sayed on the 3rd of August. And if we go down to 6245, on the same day that General Khan forwards the picture of Mr. Malema and Mr. Sayed to Mr. Sayed returns a message which relates to a tender for fleet management services submitted by a company called Bertobrite, B-E-R-T-O-B-R-I-T-E, to the State Information Technology Agency, SITA. And underneath that, he says, Juju sent me. General Khan says what he needs here, what does he need? And Mr. Sayed says, I think he wants us to do it. In other words, we infer, I think he wants us to do this tender for him. So we have...
But where is the for him part, Mr. CHASKALSON? I mean, I think he wants us to do it. I get that part.
Or
But where is
for
the
Berta Bright, because it's Berta Bright's tender. It's not a tender that's put in by a company of Mr. Sayed or Mr. Or General Khan. It's for Berta Bright. And of course, the question is, what is the relationship between Berta Bright and Mr. Malema?
that part I get. The part I don't get is for you to say he wants us to do it for him. That's the part
for
that
Berta
I don't
Bright.
get.
The issue in relation to Berta Bright is that by this stage, August 2021, Berta Bright has already appeared in the press in relation to an allegedly corrupt tender that it procured in Tshwane on the basis of paying amounts to the EFF. I'll find my reference. I don't have it to hand here, but it is in the exhibit bundle. Let me just quickly look. Yeah. It's page 303 of the exhibits bundle, where there is an article entitled "Businessman Who Captured Tshwane Fleet Department Had a Man on the Inside." It's dated 26 February 2020. It relates to a Berta Bright it relates to a tender in Tshwane by Mr. Khanyago, who is linked to Berta Bright, and who is alleged to have paid 15 million to 3 companies linked to EFF leader Mr. Malema.
The article seems to mention a different company of Mr. Kanyako, Mr. CHASKALSON. Reading very quickly, sorry, I might be missing it.
No, you are right. It refers to Balimi Barui Trading, BBT. I will get the connection to Mr. Khanyago and Berta Bright. We don't have it in this bundle. But if we go back to the sequence, we see again a situation where General Khan appears to be looking for the support of Mr. Malema in his disciplinary matters through Mr. Sayed. And through Mr. Sayed, Mr. Malema is communicating a wish that General Khan and Mr. Sayed will assist with the Berta Bright tender. Now, in advance of this evidence, notices were issued to, among others, Mr. Sayed, General Fani, and Mr. Malema, indicating that they may be implicated in relation to some of the evidence concerning General Khan. Mr. Malema did respond to that notice, unlike Mr. Sayed and General Fani.